goal advantage. The two sides were Carlton and Sydney. Carlton going into the game as favourites. With me in the commentary position was Malcolm Blight and Ian Robertson. Firstly, let's check on the highlights of the first three quarters.
Rui almost pulled in a one-hander. Alvin shoved in the back by Higgins. Morwood clear to Williams. A little chip in towards the pocket. Danger because Wright's there. He can play on. Have a shot at goal. He fires. I think he's put through the first one.
Off it goes to Kellett. Kellett's kick up towards centre half forward. The Swans over the top. Coleman can't mark. Williams will be tackled. Good one by Herman. It could be a goal though. It's bounced through. Second goal to the Swans from slightly forward of centre. Up towards full forward. Great punch by Silvani out wide towards half back. Bounce is bad for Gleeson. Good for Higgins. Higgins out wide. Wright. Second goal coming up for Stevie Wright. He goes bang and puts it through.
Sydney have done well to half forward. Williams again. He's proving very dangerous. It's going in towards goal. Healy's just got to pick it up. He fires and puts through number 4, and Sydney are looking good. Short little chip to Healy. Oh, he oozes class as he gets it out to Bolton. He's got to hook it over his shoulder with a high, long kick down towards the forward line. Tremendous mark by Morwood. Just 25 metres out. Not a tough angle. He shoots and he goes. Murphy again. Another opportunity. Gleeson. Great goal, Adrian Gleeson. To the half-forward line. What's the bounce going to be like for Satori? He needs someone going past. Has him now in Melbourne. Looks for another one. Murphy's only got to get clear. He is clear. Murphy shoots towards goal and puts it through.
High towards the front of the square. It drops in short. Silvani, great play by Stephen Silvani. Backed himself, gathers the football and gives the hand pass off to Robertson. And now the Blues, a chance to score maybe before half-time. Robertson's kick up towards half-forward. Kernahan, a great mark from behind.
Drifting the ball back towards the centre. Williams, first of all, out-bustled Bradley, then got clear with the hand pass to Healy. Healy goes long in towards goal. What's the kick going to be like? It's bounced through. Now, Satori has goaled in each term so far. Let's see what he can do here. The distance may be too great for him. Oh, Hannah almost gave a nudge. Roving the pack, I reckon he's goal.
And so let's see what he can do. 16 kicks and 7 hand passes. Great play. Gets onto the torpedo. It's a great kick.
Jeez.
It's another goal. Right on the line.
Silvani again. We understand that Ian Roberts, oh, well, he doesn't make very many mistakes. But I'm afraid he made one there. Steve Wright has had 10 possessions for the day. Let's see what he can do with this. Pretty important kick. He's made no mistake. Handy goal to Sydney. Now, these last few minutes are vital. Now, can Sydney answer the challenge again? Murphy onto Tui, now back to Mitchell. Down towards full forward. Over the top it goes. The bounce does not favour Alvin. Higgins is applying plenty of pressure. In fact, he gets front spot and gives a right. Back to Higgins. Is he going to cover himself in glory? I think he is.
Yes, the quarter-by-quarter scores make interesting reading because at quarter time, the Sydney Swans, kicking with the breeze, led by 23 points. Carlton then kicked with the breeze and pegged them back and in fact levelled the scores, 5-8 apiece. But then Sydney again, kicking with the breeze, once more opened up a 23-point margin. So all the statisticians and mathematicians at this stage were declaring that the game was going to be a draw. Carlton, 23 points down, going into the last quarter and kicking with the breeze. Let's see what the outcome was.
76 plays 53. Carlton into attack first up through Nailey and taken by the flanker Dorotich. Set sail from 50 metres with a long kick. Is this going to start it off for Carlton? Off target. One behind.
It's almost worked first up. Bit of an anti-climax, wasn't it? Because they got the ball away pretty easily.
So Rod Carter may have plenty on his hands in this quarter. Sydney must win to keep their faint finals hopes alive. Murphy. Always a live wire. Goes towards centre wing. Morwood giving a bit of a nudge from behind. Nailey may be first to it. He almost spoons it out to Meldrum. Players allowed to go on. Meldrum in trouble. Gives it to Bradley, then back again. And he eventually gets his kick down towards half forward, only to see Michael Byrne marking across the half back line. Byrne going back towards the wing. No doubt that's where they're going to try and keep the ball for the most of the afternoon now. Bolton tried to get it forward. Williams The short kick gathers very little distance, goes straight to Bradley, who from a standing start goes down towards Kernahan and Dorotich. Both go to ground. Carroll went through nicely, on to Byrne. Now Bays. He goes wide to Murphy. It sits in that somewhat sticky area on the outer side, but he does well. Gets out of it and sends the Sydney Swans into attack. Down towards half forward. Kennedy, eyes on the ball, couldn't quite take the mark. It falls loose to Wright. Wright going in towards the forward zone. Silvani does well to push it clear again. Plenty of desperation down there by the Carlton defence. Aitken just got it away in time to Kennedy, but put him under pressure. Tui intercepts. Here's a chance now for Wright if he gets clear. Gets the handball across to Williams. He can go short to Bolton. Bolton's got space because Silvani's going to have to leave his man. He can go over the top. Can he get there? He's still going. Gave it to Coleman late. He wobbles right in and he's kicked it.
Well, they have got that goal they so desperately wanted, the Swans. Their first goal against the Breeze really wasn't what Carlton wanted. Fantastic play to keep it in their forward line. As we watch this in replay, David Bolton knows someone's bearing down on him, assesses the situation, hits the ball out in front, then has the wherewithal to keep his feet and give it to Glenn Coleman.
Well, the first 5 or 6 minutes of the last quarter, Carlton went forward and missed. The Swans go forward, get one. So they've increased their lead. Up towards centre-half forward. Mitchell will put them back into attack again. High kick. Oh! Coleman takes the mark. Strong play. And a big plus for the Swans having that man up there.
Yes, and we take this mark. I really do believe it's time now for Carlton to have to win the game. Perhaps Satori to fall back on the bigger Coleman and Silvani up forward.
Coleman shooting for goal from 30 metres. High ball. Floats accurately. Another goal to the Swans. That's Coleman's second, and the Swans have kicked the first 2 goals of the last quarter.
It's great stuff out of the middle. Great stuff out of the middle by Byrne, who's just starting to touch the ball. Madden's been very dominant, and it really was a strong mark and a good strong kick, considering he's kicking into a fair breeze.
So a great start by Sydney in this last quarter. 13-10 to 7-12. Carlton are staring down the barrel. Thrown out the back door. Potter is there. So too Robertson. The umpire decides he'll have it. Carlton bench not looking too pleased with proceedings. This is Blackwell and Hannah. Madden beaten by Byrne but taken by DeRuy. The kick, however, is short. In fact, bounces back to him again. He's still got it. So another bounce, but at the moment Sydney showing the initiative, showing the way. Madden this time. Wins it down to Nayley. Carlton want a goal badly. They want the next one, otherwise they're in real strife. Healy. Pushing it wide. Nayley having to run. Chasing him is Potter. Also there is Bays and Meldrum. Nayley does it well. His kick, however, may put Dorotich under pressure. He's got to sweep it wide to Glascott. Oh, twists nicely out of trouble. This could be the start. He goes to Bradley, who'll shoot from inside 50. Bradley lets fly with a drop punt and puts it through for the Blues.
When I found out I was pregnant, John and I agreed that we needed a second car. Well, we scratched the money together for that, but then we started thinking about all the extras that go with it. Registration, insurance. John was with the SIO. He's a really careful driver. He's a really good driver. But even so, we thought it might cost a lot. But when we went to see the people at SIO, they said that I could have the same rating as John. Well, it just solved all our problems. It was wonderful.
For some car makers, to win Australia's Car of the Year award would be an end in itself. When Nissan Skyline won, it was just the beginning. Now Nissan backs Skyline with a 2-year warranty. And in the Nissan 600,000k Enduro, Skyline went all the way to prove that it really is the winning Aussie 6.
Very nice.
Very. Nissan, building the right cars for Australia.
Guess who didn't check the footy fixtures in the Melbourne Big? The buying guide with useful information pages.
You may not be able to see the brand on this can of paint, but if you listen, it'll be an absolute giveaway. It's the only brand with a $6 cashback on a 4-litre can. Buy up to 4 cans and get $24. It's the only brand with a $6 cashback right at a time most suited to painting. Until September 2nd, look for the $6 cashback and it's a giveaway. Berger. Now you know the brand. Look for these cans at your Berger stockist and get $6 cash back.
The Telecom Yellow Pages is the proven, effective buying guide for Melbourne advertisers. The 1989 Yellow Pages is closing now, so book your advertising before it's too late. Call Australian Directory Services now.
He was always so proud of his daughter. Now he watches broken-hearted as she slowly destroys her own life. A desperate father who simply wants to save his girl. A drugged-out daughter who just doesn't care. Is there any hope his little girl will one day return to his loving arms? Shameful, is brilliant as the rejected father.
I don't know what to do.
A man broken by his daughter's addiction. A Country Practice. 7:30 Monday on 7.
Well, they nearly get the ball away through Bradley. Potter. Chance there for the Swans. Tui's kick up towards half-forward. Nearly a mark to Morwood. A free kick anyway against Aitken. And Tony Morwood, without the close attention of Stephen Silvani, coming into the play. Now he's high ball up towards full forward. No mark taken. There's a free kick being picked out of it against Coleman. It'll go to Silvani. Silvani's got Herman. His kick is not bad. Herman can't mark though. The ball at centre half forward for the Swans. Potter dives on it. Keeps it in for his team. Meldrum breaks clear, but the umpire's blown his whistle, and we'll have a bounce.
Tell you what, Ian, I know it's a lot of ifs, but if Sydney win today, and if Geelong beat Essendon and if Footscray win, that race for the 5th spot is well and truly on.
Fantastic battle for 5th spot. Robertson trying hard to break clear for Carlton. He's been awarded a free kick right on the death knock, I would have thought. The umpire perhaps thinking about bouncing, and the Swans player into Robertson's back. So Shane Robertson kicks the Blues over the centre. Goes through Kernahan's hands. At centre half forward, Eustace kicks it out towards the wing. Dorotich takes the mark. Kicks the Blues back into attack. Chance here for Johnston. Coming out, reading it well. Carter, Johnston there. Carter does it well. Johnston possesses. Hook kick by Johnston, close. Offline, through for another behind the Blues. Wayne Johnston, 1 goal, 1. And been fairly quiet, but only 3 or 4 weeks ago had a very, very bad car accident. Probably lucky to be alive, actually.
19 minutes remaining, Ian. So there's plenty of time. 27 points is the margin. It's getting pretty dark here at VFL Park. Coming over the top, Morwood. He's on half-back. Those 2 goals proving so valuable for Sydney as Tui gets it away to Wright. Wright floating one across the wing. Meldrum claimed, but he's able to shrug the tackle. And a sensible kick, too, out to the running Glascott, who's wide onto Dorotich. Now Johnston, can he make amends? He steadies, fires, and puts it through. The Blues are on their way back.
So this last quarter's all even now, 2 goals apiece. So we're really back to where we start almost at 3/4 time, and in fact since the first quarter. Once again the build-up was good. Dorotich has been in everything up forward. Johnson the little fumble, but then a fine shot on the run. So we've got that ball game again and back to square one.
So Michael Byrne in picture. Fired up, Justin Madden. 21 points, Madden gets it down. Taken out. No, it's not by Williams, but his quick kick is handed to Healy. Healy through centre half forward. Swans have the numbers now. Tui, 30 metres out, shoots for goal. It goes across the face, through for behind. Bad miss by Bernard Tui, because with just 18 minutes remaining in the last quarter, that was a very important goal, or potentially an important kick there. Kennedy's kick. In towards half-back, looking for Madden. Goes over the back. Bayes has a chance. Handball long. Healy. Out the back, Williams. Williams' short kick is great. Tony Morwood, 45 metres out, directly in front.
They're a class act, Williams and Healy, aren't they? When they touch the ball.
Fantastic. It's great to watch.
Morwood's short kick, a little bit too high for Byrne. Higgins caught. So was Herman. Higgins caught again, and Herman lucky to get the free kick. Herman at halfback for Carlton. They'll have to move it on quickly. He does. High towards the wing. Kernahan can't mark, but he's able to stand on his feet, which is a great advantage. His short kick, Bradley's underneath it. Dorotic coming up, crashes the Swans player to the ground. Carroll sees it over, and there's a free kick being picked out of it by the look of it by the umpire. It perhaps could go back to this player picking himself up off the ground, Greg Williams.
It takes a bit to put him on the floor, doesn't it?
And Williams will take the free kick for the Swans. Rather crude tackle by Dorotic, and Williams has the football for the Swans.
Greg Williams out of bounds on the full. So Carlton will go into attack again. Through Nayley. They've got 16 3/4 minutes to make up the ground. Madden back to Nayley. Bad play. Gone. Bolton. Short to Tui. Oh, courage shown there. Wright lending him support. Will he keep it in play? Probably pay not to now, because he had DeRuy and Herman about to pounce. Ball's at centre wing. Williams runs into Murphy.
Gee, that is a very awkward decision, I think, when the player tries to crash his way through.
(9-13) plays 13-11. 22 points. Madden and Byrne. Murphy can't take it. Meldrum a chance. Herman lost it. Potter pounces upon it. They bottle it up. Still virtually on the wing. 15.5 minutes remaining. There's young Potter. Can Sydney pull off an upset win? Byrne. Morwood. Williams. Oh, he's clever. He is clever. Morwood. Aitken couldn't take it. With desperation plus now. Gleeson sweeping to Herman. Pushes along in front of Bradley. Further forward to Gleeson. Good play. Back to Herman, who goes long in towards full forward. Dorotic.
It's looking very, very dangerous in this last quarter is John Dorotic. Been very lively. Very important kick.
Best game I've seen him play, Dorotic, to be quite honest with you. Quite a while, anyway.
I saw him play 3 weeks ago. He played very well.
And an important kick. 22 points is the margin. This to make it 16. Dorotic fires. Has he snuck it in? I think he has.
For some car makers, to win Australia's Car of the Year award would be an end in itself. When Nissan Skyline won, it was just the beginning. Now Nissan backs Skyline with a 2-year warranty. And in the Nissan 600,000k Enduro, Skyline went all the way to prove that it really is the winning Aussie 6.
Very nice.
Very. Nissan, building the right cars for Australia.
Fancy dining out somewhere a little bit different? Put it on Diners.
Everyone knows about standby on cars. Now Budget offers standby rates on trucks. So if you need a truck in a hurry, and we have the truck on standby, just call and save 25%. That's our special standby rate.
Is it a truck? Is it a plane? No, it's Super Freighter! Faster than a speeding bullet. 30 times longer than a semi-trailer. Fully containerized for maximum security. Takes your freight to Sydney and Adelaide door-to-door overnight without fail. And Brisbane the day after. It's Super Freighter for speed, savings, and the containerized way.
V-Line Super Freighter. Fast freight for a fraction of the cost.
Everyone's talking about the Paul Hogan-Linda Kozlowski affair. In this month's weekly, Paul Hogan's son Brett reveals how his mother really feels. Plus, royal children pay the price of privilege. The amazing story of housewives hooked on heroin. This fabulous zip-out guide to the best books for kids of all ages. Stunning crochet fashions and great knits to make. Favourite recipes from top restaurants. Win invitations to Mickey Mouse's birthday party. Or win $5,000 worth of toys in our 2 fun contests for kids. What a fabulous weekly.
I want to be happy, but I can't be happy till I make you happy too.
You can make a child happy by making a donation to Berry Street Child and Family Care, number 1 Berry Street, East Melbourne. It doesn't take much to make someone smile.
16 points the Swans lead by, and they've done it pretty well. Byrne gets the tap out, but it goes to Murphy. Murphy's quick kick to half forward. Good mark to Cordy. Handballs it off to Bays. Bays up towards centre half forward. Derui running with the flight of the ball. What a great mark. Tremendous mark by Derui, that half-back, and he thumps the Blues back into attack. Goes wide. Bays has given the free kick away. No, play on. Comes down to Murphy. Murphy's short kick into the centre. Tui takes the mark. Closely attended by Derui. And Tui settling the Swans down. He kicks the ball high towards centre half forward. Great mark, Swans. Coleman flying through the pack, and he got his big strong hands on it. Tremendous mark. Yeah. Coleman from 50 metres. Gets a lot of distance with his kick up towards the square. Punch away by Aitken, through from behind to the Swans. So the difference is 17 points in favour of the Swans, and we've got just over 13 minutes remaining. Michael Kennedy with the football. Blues looking down the barrel.
Kennedy over the 50-metre line. Byrne up high to spoil, but he pushes it straight down to Bradley. Carlton want the next goal. Kernahan uses the body nicely. Plays on quickly to Melbourne. Melbourne further forward to Glasgow. Forced onto the left foot. He swings it round. The bounce. It's okay for Carter. He's got a nest of Swans there. Uses Potter. He goes wide. Healy, beautifully done to Mitchell. He's got a chance to run if he wants to. Murphy chasing. He'll have to be quick. He's caught. Gets rid of it to right. Under pressure. Eustace too slow. Now Madden. Mitchell again. Look at the desperation. Murphy gets his kick. Only as far as Craig Potter. Potter's at centre wing. And Johnston and Potter. Johnston making sure that he's going nowhere fast. Potter's kick. Through them all, right. From 60 metres. Slipping at the crucial stage was Morwood. He's up again now, however. Receives from Coleman. This will be great if he can goal. But he can't. Tom Alvin's on the last line of defence. He bounces off the post, is held, and Alvin will be free kicked. So the Blues defence working overtime. 17 points is the margin. 11 and a half minutes remaining. Over the head of Kernahan, through Bradley. At the back is Williams. Tries to thread his way through, does so, just pushing the ball along in front until it finds Bays. Oh, danger, Higgins! But the ball went over the line. Gee. They're throwing on that outer side.
You just feel the tempo of the game rising, yes. Don't you? As the real pressure from Carlton's applied and Swans try and hang on.
Crunch time. Just over 11 minutes of it left. Bays pushes forward. Mitchell to ground. Derui fighting hard. No one able to get it out. And another bounce.
Well, precious seconds ticking away for the Swans. Leading on the scoreboard by 17 points. The ball is only a matter of 35 metres from their goal. And they're doing it well. This time it's stumped over the boundary line and we'll have another throw in. And of course, after such a struggle, players would be pretty tired, I would think. Having a look at Justin Madden and Michael Byrne, if they're any indication. And they jostle again for control of the football. Bays. Left foot shot by Bays in short. Coleman can't mark. Aiken there. And it's rushed through for another behind. So, 3 straight goals, and Malcolm Blight, you'd be the football tipster of the century.
Well, the mathematician.
What's Silvani's moved back out to Morwood, and Aitken's gone on to Coleman at full forward.
Kennedy's kick half-back, member's side, tap over by Madden. Bolton read it, though. Got the hand pass back to Potter. Potter into the pocket. Stevie Wright just fumbles, got enough time to recover. Kicks it to the front of the goal square. Alvin takes the mark. Got a player in support in Robertson, but he gives it to Aiken. Aiken over the top. Silvani's in trouble. Gets the hand pass away. Good recovery by Murphy. Tackled by Robertson. Murphy back to Mitchell. Mitchell short kick. No mark. Silvani has it underneath him. He can't really do much with the football, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Just under 10 minutes remaining.
And Carlton are having trouble trying to get it out of this Swans forward line. Swans are really desperate at the moment. And Carlton really need to run the ball out if they're a chance in this game.
A crowd of 18,355 watching the struggle. Williams to Higgins. He's wide, far too wide, out of bounds on the floor. 2 vital goals in the third quarter to Higgins. Healy also kicked a couple in that third term.
Unbelievable goals they were.
They were sensational. Aitken now. Time running out for Carlton. Potter scouting. So too was Gleeson and Bradley. Potter it is who comes away to Williams. They've just bottled it up across that half-forward line, and Carlton cannot get it out.
Now, what's happening? Madden, the kicks are directed at Madden, and he's trying to tap it over back, and the Swans players are there and reading it a lot better. Perhaps a possession from Madden, and then set it up to the running players that way.
Kernahan it is who contests this throw-in. At the bottom is Tui, with him Gleeson.
And in fact, Sandy, Madden has been moved back to full forward, and Kernahan having a run on the ball.
To Murphy. Oh, ducked his head, and away he went. Sydney Swans fans calling for holding the ball. I think Tui thought he may have had it. The umpire was not to be swayed. Kernahan up high, DeRuy at the bottom. It comes to Potter. Gets a hurried kick, slews off the side of the boot. Silvani, it just passes him now to Bolton. Slipped at the critical stage. Silvani runs into right. Oh, it's desperate stuff out there at the moment. Mitchell's there contesting with Gleeson. They've still got it across half forward.
How do they perform so miserably one week and yet they play like this? They're desperados, aren't they?
Yes. I guess if they knew the answer to that, it wouldn't be happening. That's what makes the game. Anything can happen. Sydney leads 73-91, 18 points, 3 goals. Carlton need to draw the game. Glasgow. They've got 7.5 minutes to do it. Down to centre wing. Naily, if he can get it clear to Milgram's in with a chance on to Bradley. 70 metres out. Spears one in as Madden got the height there, but it goes too far. Gordy bought him out. Dorotich going in to lend support with Carroll. And the umpire quickly in. A bounce to take place. Carlton have it though in their attacking zone. If they can goal here, it'll be on for young and old. Madden to Bradley to Murphy. He snaps high. Oh, it could be a great kick. It's a great kick.
3 goals to Fraser Murphy. That's the advantage, I suppose, of Justin Madden in that forward pocket, full forward area. He really did lay the ball off beautifully to Bradley. Here it is here. Goes to off in the direction of Bradley. Bradley quick. The ball fell to Murphy and he kicked very high and quickly. fantastic goal. 12 points the difference, so have Carlton a chance.
Well, it's 2 straight kicks. There's a mistake being made in the centre. Too many players for Carlton, and the free kick will be taken by Michael Byrne.
Oh, really?
Crucial stage of the game. The high chip kick. Williams is out wide. Gathers well from Kernahan. He gets his kick away in towards centre half forward. There's a mark. Coleman inside 50 metres, and Wes Lofts hangs his head in disgust. And Coleman has a chance to make the difference again. 3 goals. Coleman's kick, high, hanging up in the breeze, close to the square, punched away, quick kick is a goal! It's a quick kick by Mitchell. Magnificent goal to the little fellow, and there's the Swans camp, they're ecstatic.
What a disastrous mistake in the middle of the ground from Carlton after that goal to get back within 12 points and a real chance. What a mistake, and Coleman kicks into the square. There's a pack of players. Mitchell in the right spot, right underneath that pack then. Terrific stuff.
Oh, look at the excitement on the Swans players and their fans. They're 3 goals in front again, and we've got just 6 minutes remaining. Kernahan doing the ruck work. Michael Byrne gets the tap out. Bradley can't break clear. Dispossessed by Stevie Wright. Williams throws himself on it and gets it out to Bolton somehow. Onto Stevie Wright. 50 metres from goal. Stevie Wright punts. Not a bad kick. It's a goal. It's a goal. Stevie Wright kicks his ball.
Yes, a great performance by the Sydney Swans, really going on with the job in the final quarter, kicking into the breeze. They booted 4, so too did Carlton, but the horse had already bolted, and the Sydney Swans going on to record a very good victory indeed. A margin of 28 points as we check the main goal kickers in the game today down there at VFL Park. And Stevie Wright, who we saw kick his 4th, put in a really great performance, picked up something like 26 possessions. And Gerard Healy also was amongst the goals. He booted 2 beauties, particularly in the 3rd quarter, and finished with almost 40 possessions. So a great performance by the Sydney Swans. We'll take a break, but coming up shortly, Scott Palmer.
Nissan Patrol, the most advanced 4-wheel drive down under. It makes all other 4-wheel drives seem primitive. With Go Anywhere Patrol's all-new 4-coil suspension, you get the handling and ride comfort of the car. Patrol's powerful 4.2-litre diesel or petrol 6s leave all other 4-wheel drives back in the Stone Age. Nissan Patrol. It's Australia's 4x4 of the year. That's Nissan know-how, building the right vehicles for Australia.
A much more interesting breakfast needs crisp, crunchy bites of news, lashings of traffic and weather, current affairs, topped off by a couple of flaky nuts. Melbourne's waking up to 1278 3AW.
While some people putt around with car rentals, Budget has a real sports offer. This month, for only $70 a day, you can rent any one of our exciting sports cars, Exus, Celica, MR2, and more. So be game. Give us a call.
It's the annual review of NEC Computers, and it seems they're still the world's biggest manufacturer of integrated circuits. They're still one of the world's top 10 computer companies. And here to report on the Australian market is Mr. Okamura. Mr. Okamura.
Telephone for a Mr. Okamura?
NEC, Japan's most experienced computer company, now very much at home in Australia.
There are over 150 different specialist careers in the Army, and you could have one of them. Army, it'll bring out your best.
Sunday, our fearless band of crack commandos on a desperate mission.
That dog will be destroyed on Monday.
They're going in after him.
We get caught.
No matter what the cost.
I can help you.
Mickey Rooney stars in the premiere of Little Spies, Sunday on 7.
Here are tonight's Tax 2 results, just drawn under government supervision.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Replay. It's time now to find out what's been making news behind the scenes in the world of football after a fascinating round 19. We should go up to the sporting editor of the Sunday Press, Scott Palmer. Good evening, Scotty.
Good evening, Sandy.
Now, Scotty, I believe the Sydney Swans boys are celebrating tonight not just because of their win and 4 premiership points.
No, because they took 5 to 1 about themselves to collect $5,000 from one of those illegal Sydney bookmakers, Sandy.
Oh, gee, that'll be nice for the end-of-season trip. And Gerard Healy, again, another sensational game.
40 possessions, and he played today in a ladies' corset.
Pardon?
A ladies' corset.
I
Yes.
saw him out there. He looked fine.
Well, he went in to buy one the other day, and the sales girl said, would you like a matching bra as well? But he needs it to cover his back injury.
I believe Robert Walls, too, paid him the ultimate compliment, Scotty.
Yes, he said he was probably the best footballer in Australia at the moment. He said Carlton were in a mess today, and Healy was just marvellous.
Well, Carlton wasn't the only team in a mess today. Melbourne have certainly got problems, haven't they?
Well, John Northey was absolutely fuming down at the MCG tonight. He can see the finals chances disappearing, and he accused some of the demons of lair-rising and finding a comfort zone in that match today. He said those players won't be there next week, and some of them have got to look to the future, Sandy.
Any names, Scotty, out of that?
No, he didn't mention any names, but I presume we'll find out on Thursday night when a couple of them are missing from the list.
Well, if John Northey's fuming, I would imagine Kevin Bartlett is the exact opposite. What are they looking for now? 3 in a row?
3 in a row. That's the first time since '86 they've won back-to-back matches. Kevin can't remember the last time they won 3 in a row, but he said the Bears have beaten us 3 times already since they've come into the competition, and we're looking to reverse that now and win 3 in a row. So it's good news for the Tigers, although they've got a couple reported, Mark Lee and Peter Wilson.
Yeah. Well, the fight for the finals is certainly well and truly on. John Devine, should they be swabbed if they were a racehorse, Geelong?
He said he's done nothing different over the last 3 weeks. But you can never tell. And when we asked him about his future today, he had a bit of a tongue in the cheek, and he said, I'll walk out of the press conference if you ask me that again.
Well, they must have put up a great performance. We've got that game coming up on the program shortly. What about Essendon?
Well, Kevin Sheedy said he was disappointed for all Essendon supporters today, and at training this week he'll find out which players want to appear in the finals for them, otherwise they can forget about it, he said. He was very, very upset. And of course one of his players, Billy Duckworth, is on report as well.
Yeah, Hawthorn, Scotty, tonight celebrating not only Jason Dunstall's 100 goals, there's another celebration too, isn't there?
Gary Buckenara's 30th birthday, and he's called a hat party, Sandy.
A hat party? What, you just got to dress up in a... pick your own hat and go?
A funny hat. I think Jason Dunstall should wear a crown today, because after his 8 goals 5 and kicking that 100 goals, he really deserves some tribute from the Hawks.
What do you think Dermot will wear?
Dermot, probably a dunce's hat, I don't know.
You said that.
But he only got into trouble once today when he scuffled with Richard Osborne late in the game, and nothing occurred. It was all good fun.
Quickly, in closing, Scotty, out at the Western Oval, the quote a few weeks ago was they play junkyard dog footy. Well, they're playing it all right, aren't they?
They're playing 9 elimination finals in a row up to now, according to Mick Malthouse, and we'll keep on playing them, said Mick. He's in the 5 tonight on percentage, and he praised the work of Terry Wallace, who he bought this year. 40 possessions last Sunday, 36 today. What a wonderful purchase for the Bulldogs.
Scotty, thank you for that, and we look forward to reading all the news in the Sunday Press tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Sandy.
Scott Palmer, the sporting editor of the Sunday Press. Let's continue with great football action. It's time once again on the show for Footy Flashbacks.
Footy Flashbacks are proudly brought to you by NEC Computers, Communications and Home Entertainment.
There wasn't always a round 19. 1968 was the first year more than 18 rounds were played in a season. And what a fixture it was. Essendon and St Kilda failed to shake each other off. Here, Kevin Cowboy Neal goals to give the Saints the lead by 6 points. But bomber Bruce Waite used this one to tie it all up. At the siren, the scores were locked 66 points apiece.
Right on the end of the square on the 28-minute mark. Well, the whole game could be hinging on this. Right through the middle. Goals are even. How would you like to be finding McKenna now?
In this round 1970, Collingwood sharpshooter Peter McKenna kicked his 100th goal for the season. He would surge on to total 143.
He's going to do the sensible thing. He kicks it high into the goal square. They fly down to the ground. It comes. Kick off the ground here by McKenna. And he's done it. Off the ground. And look at this. Well, look at everything. Have a look at this.
Another heart-stopper highlighted round 19, 1973. Richmond beat Hawthorn by 5 points after Rex Hunt marked and goaled in time on.
A desperation mark. Hunt is only 50 metres out. He kicks. He's put it through.
1975 now, and St Kilda's George Young hogged the spotlight. He kicked 9 goals to set up the Saints' 68-point win over Footscray.
Where is Young? The kick won't carry to Young. Yes, it does. Here he comes again.
Headaches for Harry Beitzel, the then VFL umpiring director, in 1981, when the umpires went on strike. 32 umpires resigned for a week over a contractual dispute, and the under-19 squad took over. And this round 1983 marked another major milestone for the irrepressible Kevin Bartlett. This his 400th game.
VFL football, and that is a remarkable achievement. And, well, the crowd here today, I believe, around about 70,000. It might even be in excess of 70,000. And what greater tribute could Kevin Bartlett have than to see a crowd like that?
Footy flashbacks were proudly brought to you by NEC Computers, Communications and Home Entertainment.
And Kevin Bartlett still in the thick of things, still doing it well with the Tigers. We'll take a break. Coming up shortly, all the action from Windy Hill.
Oh boy, it's an automatic world with power in the palm of your hand. Get one of B&D's little numbers and you can really change your life. You get much more with a B&D. Long life and service and all the latest features like microprocessor control. Have a B&D opener installed on your existing garage door, whether you've got a B&D roller door, tilter door or panel lift. You'll be amazed how little it costs to go automatic. You get much more with a B&D opener for your garage door.
Before you slip into just any investment, consider that some promise high returns, but clearly aren't too stable. Some leave you exposed with variable interest rates, while some can squeeze you for management fees. But with the government-guaranteed gas loan, terms are fixed for 4, 7 or 10 years, and interest is paid promptly every 6 months, so you can't put a foot wrong. The gas loan, for investors with both feet firmly on the ground.
This is the 4 in 20 export pie. It's bigger, chunkier, and now available oven fresh from these very special 4 in 20 hot shops. You'll love it, because while 4 in 20 have taken the pie out of Australia, they've taken none of the Australian out of the pie.
Every minute of every day, a Continental jet takes off to one of more than 147 airports worldwide. That's more than 1,600 flights each day, every day. So next time you want to go somewhere, you can be sure there'll be a Continental flight on the day you want to fly.
I don't think he's working this winter, son.
Oh, you wouldn't be working either if you had a head cold or the flu. My nose is all blocked up, my eyes are watering, my joints ache, and I feel hot and sweaty. A whole sideshow of symptoms.
Try these Orthoxicol cold and flu capsules. They'll have you back to work in no time, and they won't leave you drowsy.
Orthoxicol cold and flu capsules for those who need to keep working right through winter. Remember, colds and flu or Orthoxicol.
It's on now. Brash's biggest ever stock take sale. AWA portable colour TVs have been slashed to only $399. Save $100 on this cordless remote VHS video, now just $499. Silver 80-watt hi-fi with compact disc, a crazy $899. And save $80 on this Toshiba stereo radio cassette with digital tuner. If you want the lowest price in town, just ask Brash's. Brash's stock take sale is on now, but be quick.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Replay. Time now to journey out to Windy Hill for the big game between Essendon and Geelong. Geelong, the enigmatic team of the 88 season, losing 6 on the trot, and that virtually, at the time, people thought there went their finals hopes. But Geelong, in the past few weeks, have obviously had other ideas. It's interesting to note they haven't won at Windy Hill for something like 8 years, so they would have gone out to that ground this afternoon as the underdogs, although they did put up a fine performance last week against Sydney. Essendon too put up a good performance, but they went down to the raging flag favourites in Hawthorn. Well, let's go out to the ground now. We'll pick up highlights of the first half. In the commentary position are Peter Landy, Peter McKenna and Bernie Quinlan.
At the back is Madden, tries to knock the ball clear. Geelong through the agency of Mark Boss, who takes the hand pass at right centre wing, drive them forward. Walsh gave Ablett a little bit of a shove, actually. The umpire says no free kick, play on. Hamilton tries to pick it up. It will be a boundary throw-in about 35 metres out from the Essendon goal. Yes, there's a free kick.
Into the back of Hamilton then.
Yeah, Hamilton to take the free. He's going to have to allow for the breeze, really and about a couple of metres out from the goals. Oh, gee, that's not a bad sort of a kick. It looks pretty good. It's a goal.
He's close to the boundary line. There's the kick. He's hooked it. Now, the big men are there. It'll be a mark. No, it's dropped by Danaher, but holding the man, said the umpire. Now, he is a left footer, so it will not be an easy kick, this one. Now he's running around, straightening up. He kicks.
Got it.
And he's goaled, I think. Yes.
Knock on by Buse again. No, is that too high? No, says the umpire. Play on, says the umpire, and it's finally picked up by Cameron, who's just come on to replace McCrabb. It was that went off the ground. Breaking through his drum. He won't hook it back far enough with that right foot kick, or will he? That's not bad. The wind really carted that around, and it's a goal.
Prodigious distances, Darren Flanagan. He's gone for a wobbly old torpedo punt. It's a mark. Oh, good mark to Cameron. Came across in front of the pack, and a good strong mark, Bernie. Well, David Cameron from directly in front kicks, and I think he has kicked it.
It's Bairstow putting the Cats back into attack again. Scott gets a horrible bounce. Has to wait for Watson or Danaher to fire the ball out. Not a good hand pass. Cameron, good use of the body. Socket away by Walsh. Straight to Bairstow. A snapshot will be close, and in fact he's converted. Somerville, last night of defence. A minute and a half remaining first quarter. Somerville favouring the defensive or outer side. Madden and Alderdice. It comes down to Couch. Now here's a chance for Geelong goal. If he can get onto his left foot, he can. That's not bad. The goal umpire moves across. The supporters like it, and so does the umpire. And Couch puts through his first. Oh, Ablett was the one that brought down the mark. So Gary Ablett, who was one of Geelong's goal kickers in the opening term. They kicked 6 goals and 6 players kicked them. A valuable one against the breeze if he can convert it. Goal umpire moves across to the middle. And full points. So a great start for Geelong in the second term. A big job today on Salmon. Favours the outer side. In front is Flanagan. At the back is Danaher. Anderson. Over to Izzard. Izzard shoots from the forward pocket. That's not a bad sort of a kick, and he's put it through for a goal. He'll need some backup support. Hooks it back towards the half-forward line. Hawker on the ground for Essendon. He started on the bench as well. Denham, beautiful pass. And that was splendid football by the little rover. And the mark is taken by Hamilton. True rovers are a dying breed. I have to say he's a true rover. And that looked as though it was going to miss. It came back like a real banana ball. It's a goal. It certainly would. Knocked away by Buick, or kicked further forward by that same player. Somerville, a 25-yard punch on. Now it goes down to Salmon. Beautiful. Out to Anderson. Unfortunately, under pressure, he couldn't get his kick in. Buick goals. Essendon needed that one. Yep. Taken by Leon Baker. Baker, good kick of the football. That one certainly no exception. Stoneham at the back. Will Schultz get there? Now it's going to be an Essendon goal through Williams. And the Bombers coming back.
Well, it's right in front of the Geelong goal, and they could really do with one right here and now. Here's Ablett. Oh, it was in the back, I think. Yes. Now, this is against Billy Duckworth. He's giving away through a few free kicks. He's right on the boundary line, but champions have sometimes got a habit of kicking these. It'll be a very difficult kick with that breeze. Now he's running around to open up the goals. He kicks hard and long. I think he's put it through. Oh, talk about champions. 5 3/4 minutes of the quarter to go as it's hooked back towards the outrageous mark.
Was it what?
By Harvey. He has really got a big heart, Mark Harvey.
With a name like Austin McCrabb, he'd have to be in the Air Force. Given that one plenty of air. And that's not bad. It's a goal. Great kick.
So a really great struggle out there at Windy Hill, with the visitors doing extremely well in the first half, booting 4 in the second quarter to hold a 19-point lead at half-time. 10-9-69 to Essendon, 7 goals, 850. The Bombers did add 5 goals in the second quarter. Well, could they continue to come back in the third term? Let's go to that action now.
Third quarter from Windy Hill, with Essendon trailing by 19 points, and Geelong has the breeze in this quarter. So this term really could decide the outcome of this match. Away by Flanagan, albeit not very far, off the ground from Hamilton up towards the right half forward flank, and Tim Watson, who played a loose man in defence in the opening term, taking the mark. Light rain falling. Started during the half-time break. In front is Madden. Almost came down to Dedham. And a chance for the Cats again as it comes past Hocking. Madden overruns it. Denham. It's a scramble. Very slippery out there at the moment. Bairstow. Long hand pass out in the direction of Scott at right half forward. Waggis tries to grab him, and the mark has been taken for the Cats down there by Cameron. Now with the breeze, one would suggest he would almost be within kicking distance. And obviously he thinks the same. And he's outside the 50-metre mark. Long shot. Torpedo punt might have been the kick, but it's high enough anyway and through for a goal, and that's a great start to Geelong.
Yes, and a magnificent kick there by Cameron. That's his second goal. He's kicked 2 goals, 1, and a very important one to Geelong at the start of this vital third quarter. They must make sure that they've got a big enough lead coming into the last quarter to hold Essendon out.
And he's changed Bernie to a long sleeve jumper after kicking that goal. There he is. So he just kicked the goal, David Cameron, changed to a long sleeves. 7-8, plays 11-9. A great start by the Cats. And here they come again. McCrabb, a quick hand pass to Drum. Where's Ablett? Ablett's caught behind this time, and taking the easy mark on the chest is Anthony Danaher. Over to Watson. Again playing in defence, as Peter Landy said a moment ago. Brings it towards centre wing. Somerville is shepherded out of it. And it's a quick kick down Geelong's way. This is to Flanagan, and it's 50 metres for running across the mark, I think, Anderson. And this will, Flanagan is a very long kick of a football. That could be a very vital kick, this, because this kick is now inside the 50-metre line. There'll be no trouble with the distance for Flanagan. He's really battled hard today in the ruck.
He has rucked well, hasn't he?
He really has done well against those big tall timber. There's Flanagan. Oh, he sets it up beautifully. He swings it back. It's another one to the Cats.
Nissan Patrol, the most advanced four-wheel drive down under. It makes all other four-wheel drives seem primitive. With Go Anywhere Patrol's all-new 4-coil suspension, you get the handling and ride comfort of the car. Patrol's powerful 4.2-litre diesel or petrol 6s leave all other four-wheel drives back in the Stone Age. Nissan Patrol. It's Australia's 4x4 of the year. That's Nissan know-how, building the right vehicles for Australia.
What I'd really like for Father's Day is an electric shaver. One that can give me a closer, smoother shave than I'm used to. A shaver with 3 settings. 1 for my chin and cheeks. 2 for the difficult areas. And 3 for trimming the sideburns. A clever cord or cordless shaver I can plug in or recharge and keep in the car or take with me to the office and even on the fishing trips.
Buy Dad a Braun shaver and you could win him one of 200 Hertz luxury cars for a weekend.
Now that's a great Father's Day gift.
Can I have the crunchy one? He means new Willow Valley Toasted Oat Bran. After reading about how oat bran lowers cholesterol, Mum makes sure we have Willow Valley Toasted Oat Bran for breakfast.
Hey, hope there's enough for us.
It's high in soluble fibre. The fibre which lowers cholesterol. Thanks, Mum. Willow Valley Toasted Oat Bran's so crunchy. I love it.
Willow Valley, where food is still grown the way food should be.
Listen.
Gotta have it, there's no time to waste. I gotta get to my favorite place. Gonna put a big smile on my face. McDonald's is my favorite place. Good time, great taste. Oh yeah, it's my favorite place. The good time, great taste. of Big Mac, French fries, quarter pounder, please. Chicken McNuggets and McFeast. The good time, great taste of McDonald's.
It's my favorite place. Ooh, it's my favorite place.
Oh, you cannot be better than Mrs. McGregor. You'll find it such a smooth spreader. You'll love the taste of Mrs. McGregor. Oh, it's a wonderful margarine. It's got vitamin A and vitamin D, which are good for your eyes, your skin and your teeth. It's low in cholesterol too, you see. Oh, it's a wonderful margarine. Oh, you cannot be better than Mrs. McGregor. You cannot be better than Mrs. McGregor. You cannot be better than Mrs. McGregor. Oh, it's a wonderful margarine.
Car get a bash and you're low on cash? Car Fix It. Yourself. Car Fix It, the new weekly on car care for the non-millionaire. Written by experts for non-experts. Straightforward words, step-by-step pictures, hints and tips. All those fiddly jobs most mechanics wouldn't want to know about. Easy when you know what you're doing. Where to start, what to check. Car won't go when you're out of dough? Car Fix It. Yourself. Car Fix It. Yourself.
3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Madden. That was Williams getting caught. Out to Walsh. Along the ground. Harvey has to beat three of them. Did so. Ball hooked back to the half-forward line. Attempted smother by Madden. Not successful. Down to Drum. Oh, he's got some courage, this guy. Well, he's within kicking distance, Damien Drum. A real juggle, that one.
Yeah, that's a sensational mark, that. Have a look at that again. Going with the flight of the ball. He copped one. He was trod upon and everything, but a great mark.
Yes, one of the marks of the day. And Damien Drum has a chance to make the difference, 36 points. And he may have missed that one, did he? No, he's got it. Well, you can't rely on the crowd behind the goal. 7-9 to 13-9. And Damien Drum putting through his second goal.
And that's a very handy lead. Early into the third quarter, only 10 minutes gone, but look at that mark again to Damien Drum. That was great courage. Going back with the flight of the ball. And he put that one through to make the difference. 6 goals at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter.
2 goals to Damien Drum, 17.5 minutes remaining in the third term, a difference of 36 points in favour of Geelong. They have the breeze, but Essendon will want to stay a little bit closer than this. Down towards Bruns. Bruns out towards centre wing. Now safe mark taken by Kevin Walsh. He'll have to get it moving quickly while the forward line is open. He's got Izzard on a lead and he doesn't let him down up at the small scoreboard.
Alan Izzard. They've lowered their colours today, the Essendon small men, to the catch play. Oh, here's a chance for a mark. 2 Essendon players nearly spoiled each other again, but this time the big arms of Simon Madden went up and took a good strong mark about 35 metres out from goal. Walsh is now off the ground. Have they made some changes? And some of them coming on.
I think these players tire themselves out running on and off the ground.
I think you might be right, Bernie, but they really have got a lot of tall men. I don't think Kevin Sheedy's sure where to put them. This is Madden. They really need this one badly. Simon Madden doesn't miss any shots for goal, and that's no exception. It's split the centre.
Yeah, it's a very good kick for goal, Simon Madden. That's his second. And he's been a good player all day, although they have had trouble on that forward line, fitting all their big, tall players in. Salmon is now out at centre-half forward. Billy Duckworth playing full forward and Somerville up in the pocket. So they have struggled to really get the balance that they require in that forward line.
Well, that's 5 goals the difference. The bounce of the ball back in the centre. I just wonder when they'll give Flanagan a rest and bring Damien Burke on. There's the quick kick. Out of the centre by Buick. It's punched away. Back it comes towards centre wing. But, oh, I should have cracked it then, yeah. Damien Drum. He was loose. Of course, he mightn't have known that. This is Terry Danaher, too slow. He gets in the hand pass to O'Donnell. Forward they come again. The Bombers, a beautiful-looking kick. Darcy and over the back was Harvey. It's a loose ball. It's still in that forward pocket. It's kicked off the ground. Anderson was the Essendon player there. He couldn't control it. And the Cats defenders race it over the line. But there's Greg Anderson, started off on the bench. And did all right when he first came on. 5 goals the difference. Still in that forward pocket area. Salmon gets it down to the ground. And back it goes to the line. And Darren Williams couldn't keep it in. But the Geelong certainly so far in this game have been the better side. Their medium-sized players have been excellent. Missing Andrew Buse at the moment. He's off with a shoulder injury. Over the back of the pack, here's danger because swooping on it is Izard. He picks it up, he hooks it back. But he's just offline and through for a behind. So the difference now is 4 goals 5 in favour of the Cats.
8-10 to 13-9. And analysis there showing that Geelong much the more accurate side in front of goal. And of course, added to that, they have hit the post twice. Madden made for him, couldn't quite drag it down. Couch out to Hamilton. And a really high kick out towards the outer side. Get out on the full. Watson will take the free kick. Tim Watson, a left half-back flank for Essendon. Started well in the opening term when he had 5 kicks and 4 hand passes, playing a loose man in defence. This is Wallace. And a nice balk to get around Damien Drum. And Mark will free kick whatever. To be taken by Mark Boss. Hand pass, effective. Picked up for the Cats by Hamilton. And a 2-on-1 in favour of the Bombers. And weighted numbers wins out. Anderson. He's got it, not Izard, but Buick in the middle. Out to Madden, who kicked their last goal a little bit further out on this occasion. The backers Darcy went for the punch. Duckworth tries to get clear, almost caught with the ball. Umpire says he was caught with the ball, no almost about it. Hasn't been Bill's best day so far. He's had his number taken as well, and Boss will take the free kick. That was for a striking charge. Right on the boundary line in front of the Essendon Social Club. So he has an appointment on Monday night. Madden misjudging a lot of marks today. Denham. Scott. It's well caught. Umpire says play on. The crowd does just that. Good distance in the kick. Underneath it is Ablett and takes a screamer. What a mark.
That's a brilliant mark. He was under extreme pressure there from Danaher too. Out in front, the Breeze bringing the ball down and threw him on very quickly. And for one grab, a great mark.
Gary Ablett. He's inside the square, lining this shot up. He'll kick from round about 50. Should be able to get the distance with the win. Guides it. Close. Shepherded through, I think, for a goal. Yes, it has been. Now, Gary Ablett puts through his fourth goal. And a very valuable one for the Cats. A steadier with the Breeze.
Terrific mark. Those one grabbers like that, Bernie, they're not easy.
Yeah, there it is again. Out in front, did the right thing, and Danaher really looked to be in position to be able to spoil. But good, strong hands there to Ablett.
Well, a handy one. 8-10, plays 14-9. Essendon was starting to come back there. Flanagan, a quick kick right out of the centre. Buick finds Foles with that hand pass. Foles bringing it wide. Oh, he's got the loose man there, and Izard too. That's a mark. He'll have to come back. Mark Yates knows that. Alan Izard, well, halfway between centre wing and half forward flank. And the Bombers need a couple of quick goals. The short one's on. And he's taken an easy mark, uncontested, Somerville. Peter Somerville, number 42, his dad.
He's number 19, wasn't
well,
he?
Number 19, he was a top half forward flanker for Essendon for many years, the late John Somerville. And famous for being knocked out, I suppose, in the 1965 preliminary final. But this is his son, Peter, from 40 metres. The kick, he's hooked it and put it through for a behind. So they want some straight kicking here, the Bombers. 8-10, or 8-11 in fact, to 14-9. 59 plays 93, so that's 34 points the difference. A handy lead this to the Cats. Tim Darcy from fullback will bring it to the outer side of the ground.
Knocked on by Stoneham. Bairstow. High towards the outer side. Very defensive type kick, actually. As if he was almost going for the boundary line deliberately. And the Cats are kicking with the Breeze, which is of considerable advantage to the end that they are trying to go to. Knocked down by Bairstow. Izard looking a little bit more determined. Cameron. It's a wrestle. And Cameron didn't come up too well out of that. He looks in a little bit of pain. I don't know whether he got a knee in the back or not. It's going to be a bounce. Right half forward flank for Geelong. Madden and Alderdice. Alderdice with the leap. Danaher. Oh, put Hamilton out of business. I thought with a hip and shoulder.
I tell you what, I reckon the book could have come out
I thought
there.
that too, Peter. I thought the book would have been coming
Well,
out.
have a look. Let's have a look. I thought it was a hip and shoulder.
Oh.
Very lucky.
Another free kick going Geelong's way. This young lad has got two goals.
2 goals he has, yes.
And kicked 7 last week at the Sydney Cricket Ground against the Swans. It's not a bad sort of a kick. McCrabb over the shoulder. Plenty of Essendon players at the fall of the ball. Hawker should have taken it. Maybe it wasn't played.
Played on, I think, Pete.
Scooped out for Folds. Mark's hard to take today under these conditions. Flanagan. He looked for a hand pass. Hamilton again. 2 Geelong players are there, and Alderdice takes the easiest of marks on his chest. He made it look easy anyway, but there was some opposition.
They're not playing well, Essendon.
Not well enough at the moment to win. And if Alderdice can boot this, some good talking, I guess.
They're just not picking up their man when they're in defence. There's 3 Geelong players standing there by themselves.
And Craig Alderdice, who's done a lot of ruck work today. Stats don't measure up impressively, but against Madden, hasn't done a bad job. It's a goal. So Alderdice is first. A valuable one again with the breeze. The Cats 15th, 15-9, 99 to 8-11, 59.
So they open up a good margin here, 40-point lead coming up to the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, and really the way the play has been, the pattern of play, Geelong have been the dominant side. It's pretty hard to see Essendon being good enough or capable enough to get back into this match.
Well, it amazes me when you look at Geelong today, how they're not in the 5. 40 points the difference. Cats in front, and really they are playing excellent football. Baker, a quick kick out of the centre, but there's Yates, who's been an outstanding player today, Mark Yates, to Darcy. Duckworth's after him, but Tim Darcy kicks long and wide. Cameron gets his hands to it. Was touched, though, over the line, couldn't quite control it. Very impressive display, and Andrew Buse is one of the best men on the ground in the first quarter. He's off the ground for the Cats, and he's a bad loss. Probably a reoccurrence of that shoulder injury he had earlier in the year. That's Alderdice getting it over the back to Scott. And here comes the running rover. He sprints to 40 metres out. He fires a goal. It comes back, but not far enough and through for a point. See, that deserved a goal. Beautiful football. That starting from Alderdice in the ruck. 59 plays 100. This is Tony Danaher with a big job on Ablett. The short one is on. He's found Darren Williams. He wanted to give it back to Danaher, but they're very hesitant, Essendon. Here's Bruns over that. Spoiled Hawker. Good play by Bruns. That allows his teammate in Couch to come out. He chips it up. Drum was set up for that one. Here's a chance for McCrabb on the left foot. He hooks it back. Oh, what a goal. Top goal to Austin McCrabb.
Do you like restaurants?
What do you mean?
Because it's your money. You have to pay the bank back every month, not me. You're the ones who might have to cut back on the restaurants.
Look, Jen and I are both back at work now. And to tell you the truth, the swimming pool's not that important.
It's just that it'll give us more time with the kids.
And that's much more important than restaurants.
At State Bank Victoria, the easiest thing we can ever do is give you a personal loan. The hard part is making sure the loan is right for you.
If all you really need is big car luxury inside, why pay big money for all that outside? Big car luxury, small car price. Nissan Pulsar Vector.
To stay competitive, your company must increase productivity at least 10% a year. With the right computer system, you're sure to come out on top. Unisys. Better information, better decisions.
If you need a cleaning service, do what I do. Use the Melbourne Big. It's much faster.
The Melbourne Big. The buying guide Melburnians are turning to.
His date of birth?
24th of May, 62.
Has he got private health insurance?
What?
Health insurance.
What a rip-off.
Is that important?
He might need specialists and physio, that kind of thing.
I'll be 60 before I needed half this lot.
I don't think so.
Okay. Why don't you wait over there?
Took out half these things, maybe I can afford it. I could afford this. I can't afford this.
A&A. He's with A&A. Well, you don't have to worry. Really? Really?
Dad, why don't you go to school like me?
I go to work instead,
Why?
so I don't have to go to school.
What are you eating?
All bran,
Why?
because it helps keep me healthy inside.
Why?
So I can play football with you, go fishing.
As the highest fibre cereal, Kellogg's All Bran keeps you healthy on the inside.
Go horseback riding with you?
Hey, let's go fishing today.
No.
Why?
59 to 106. Cats doing it well in the third quarter with the breeze, so Essendon with the job in front of them. But it's hard to see them coming back at the moment. That's a good gutsy mark taken by Anderson. He decides to play on immediately. The forward line is open. The shepherd there from Somerville didn't really quite work. Buick looking for a free kick. Izzard has his attempt smothered. Umpire has found a free kick. It's going to Essendon. And it will be taken by Izzard, one would presume.
I think is it Buick?
Might be Buick, it is, you're right.
Well, I think you called it the first one, Peter, when he was grabbed, running into goal there.
Hocking was a bit slow, and
There it is.
There it is.
So Darren Buick, who's kicked one goal so far for Essendon, this would be invaluable against the breeze to try to keep the Bombers in this game. I think he might have kicked it across goal. One behind only, so that's a bad miss.
1-4 he's kicked. He's been a good player for them, but he just hasn't been able to convert his kicking in the forward line. 14 kicks and 4 hand passes, one of the busier players in the Essendon team.
And Peter mentioned the smaller Essendon players have been outplayed by their Geelong counterparts, but 1-4. The adage bad kicking is bad football, I guess, is applicable in that case. Madden is the only Essendon player to have scored more than 1 goal. Ablett has 4 for Geelong. So the Cats still with his handy lead. That's not the best kick out from full back, and the mark taken by Anderson inside 50. And even against the breeze, now this is going to be a line ball, whether we can kick this or not. You can see the distance there. And kicked from just on 50. It's going to be close. It's a goal. A bad kick out from full-back, taken advantage of by Essendon. Anderson putting it through for his first.
Yes, that was Darcy who kicked out from full-back. I think he just about had to replace the divot after that kick because he kicked the ground at the same time. And that's the reason he got no distance into that kick.
And it also proves with that kick you can score goals that end, all right?
Well, Geelong did in the previous term. They booted 4-5. So that goal by Anderson kept Essendon within striking distance. They still trail by 40 points as Salmon knocks it down. Bairstow is opposite number 3, overruns it. Wallace almost caught with it. Anderson going in solidly again. Out comes Bruns. And it's going to be another bounce still at midfield.
And Damien Burke, I think, is going to come on. I'm sure they'll give Flanagan a rest now. They've got to use Burke at some... So this is a good time to bring him on too. There he is warming up. And just before three-quarter time, give Flanagan a rest. There's Denham punching it away, but goes straight in the hands of Danaher. Danaher's been up and down the ground all day. To Folds, 2 veterans combining there. Good play as it punched away by Stephen Hocking. Helping him out was Hamilton. Oh, that's in the back, I think, to Yates. I think that will have to be paid. Yes, it is, by umpire Rowan Saws. Mark Yates copped it right in the middle of the back. And I'm sure Flanagan will probably... No, it's not Flanagan. It's Darcy coming off.
After that bad kick there.
No, he's limping. Oh, that's probably where, as Bernie said, he kicked the ground and he stubbed his foot. So here we see with the ball Mark Harvey. Long floating kick comes into the forward line. Oh, Tony Danaher just stopped before he got to it, and if he could have got a bad bounce then, he could have gone straight back. But there's Damien Burke, the captain of the Geelong club. And a fresh man on the ground and a real goer, so good time for him to come onto the ground. A big thump away. That was great play by Ablett. And it's fisted back towards the line. The time clock showing just under 6 minutes of play left in this quarter. Ablett on screen has kicked 4 goals. Is he going to do the ruck work again? Now Salmon is there to tap it to the ground. There's Damien Drum hooking it back. Play on, said the umpire, as Watson with a hand pass towards Harvey. Harvey, the short one. Hamilton, centre wing, Paul Hamilton sets it up for the forwards. Let's see who can get out there. Somerville. Oh, ran into his teammate as they crash in after. That's a free kick to Geelong. No, it's not. It's a free kick to Geelong. It's going, which way is it going?
It's going to Somerville. Going to
Somerville. The umpire's pointing both ways.
He pointed both ways, that's right.
Well, I didn't see that free kick. I thought he ran into his own mate. Let's have a look.
Well,
you can make up your own mind about that one. It was Somerville, Peter Somerville, number 42. He's only had 4 kicks, but a very promising player he is. Outstanding game a couple of weeks ago against North Melbourne. Now they want this goal, the Bombers. They want it badly, but he's hooked it. Madden is in the centre of the pack. It hits the deck, kicked off the ground. Is it a goal?
Wallace now got it, did he?
I think
there was a raffle between 2 of them who kicked this one.
Goal,
but it's a goal.
I think Baker kicked it into Wallace's foot.
I think Wallace will be credited with it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened.
But more importantly, a handy goal to Essendon. They were getting a long way behind. There he is, Dean Wallace. And let's have a look at it in replay. You'll see.
Here's a kick from Baker.
It came off Wallace's foot.
Definitely.
His shin.
So it's a goal to Dean Wallace.
Wallace's first goal, a lucky one perhaps, 72 to 106. The difference now only 34 points. And Essendon with the breeze in the last term must have a chance. Cameron spins clear. Geelong need one before three-quarter time. Yates goes for a pass and Drum accepts it at right half-forward flank, and he would be within kicking distance. Damien Drum, who has kicked 2 goals today so far for Geelong.
He wants to pass this.
Look at the eyes.
Look at the eyes.
Yeah.
A great camera shot of it, that.
Might be reflected in the kick. It was. Is that through? No, it's not through yet. The ball's still in play. Watson. Here comes Anderson. Now Scott has a chance. If he can get onto his right foot, he can. Well, 2 Geelong players collide. Allardyce and Ablett. It's out of bounds, left forward pocket in front of Hamilton. And so a boundary throw in, only about 3 metres from the behind post. We have 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 34 points the difference. Flanagan still doing the ruck work. Folds, a little bit slow to get rid of it. Ablett has his kick smothered. So too does Bairstow. Watson out of defence. Harvey. Anderson. Anderson at almost at midfield. A real chance for a Bomber score. Their forward line is wide open. McCrabb though. Long high kick. Gets Geelong out of danger. Off the hands of the pack. Down to Watson. Coming from Danaher actually. McCrabb at the back claims it. Interesting. He will be paid the mark. Certainly he wasn't the man in front. Shocking kick. Intended for Bruns. He will get there. Had a good break on the field. Now 4 Geelong players are there. They could have rattled, but it comes to Hocking. Hocking short of left centre wing.
Oh, bad play by Stoneham.
Stupid play, and he's going to be reported.
Looks like.
And it was stupid because his teammate, completely unnecessary, his teammate had the ball clear.
Oh, Bruns can't believe it either. He's shaking his head.
That could be if there's going to be a turnaround in this game.
Exactly.
That could be it, I'll tell you what.
Particularly if Essendon race it up and get a goal.
Now Leon Baker on right centre wing. 2.5 minutes remaining in this quarter. If they can be within 4 goals at three-quarter time, they've got a real chance, believe me. Schultz, a knock-on over the head of Salmon. That's not easy. In goes Harvey. So too Cameron. Oh, top one too high. Umpire says no free kick. And Geelong will get out of danger through Couch onto Bruns. Bruns from 50.
Oh, bad play, Bruns.
Not a good kick. Here's a chance for a goal. Hamilton into the square and has put it through.
The Cats doing it easily in the first 3 quarters and really did rub salt into the wound in the final term by kicking 7 goals and restricting the Bombers to just 1. The final scoreline, 24-13 to 12-18. Gary Ablett 5, Cameron 5, and young Shane Hamilton booted 3 for Geelong, while Simon Madden was Essendon's main contributor with 4 goals. We'll take a break, and when we return, highlights of the remaining matches.
This is the list of luxury features you'll get with most small cars. Pretty small. This is the list of luxury features you'll get with the Nissan Pulsar Vector. You're comfortable? Number 1. Air conditioning. Number 2.
If you need a upgrade, do what I do. Use the Melbourne Big. It's much faster.
The Melbourne Big, the buying guide Melbourne into turning to.
You'd like a cup of tea? Come have a cup with me. 'Cause Lipton is the finest quality. We say the way is Lipton's any time of the day. Yes, the jiggler hits the jiggler's got the lot. We take the smallest beats from the finest crop. For you and me now. Lipton's is the finest tea.
Kentucky Fried Chicken announced 2 great new specials.
10 pieces of chicken and 3 buns and gravy.
Just $9.99.
16 pieces of chicken and 6 buns and gravy
For just $15.99.
I'll start again. 10 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken, 3 buns and gravy, just $9.99. Or 16 pieces of chicken, 6 buns and gravy for just $15.99. So...
Who can you bank on when you're doing your best? When you're getting ahead and it's time to invest? Who can you bank on? Who'll stick around? One minute you're up, the next thing you're down. Who can you bank on when you get on top? To make sure your investments really take off. Who can you bank on? When you're relaxing, with a boat and a rod, and nothing too taxing. Who can you bank on? Who can you trust? You can bank on Westpac. You can bank on us.
I don't think there's any way that I would be called myself responsible for that.
Yeah. Well, the...
Welcome back. It was a day of big winners and shocks in round 19 of VFL football. Let's take this report from Peter Donegan and highlights of the remaining matches.
At the MCG, Melbourne had the wind in the first quarter and quickly set about using it. Brett Lovett put through the Demons' first goal, and the Tiger backmen were having more than their fair share of early worries. Stephen Stretcher's goal increased Melbourne's lead, and while the Demons were looking good, Richmond was still goalless. But, as is often the case, skipper Dale Waitman came to the rescue, beating the Tigers first. Even though Melbourne led by 6 goals, there was bad news when Brian Wilson was taken from the field on a stretcher after going down behind play. Stretch pulled in a beauty, and at the main interval, Melbourne led by 26 points. After half-time, Richmond began to get its act together, getting to within 7 points, but the Demons steadied under pressure and looked likely to hold on. But the Tigers had other ideas, producing a brilliant team effort in the final quarter. Richmond's informed trio of Egan, Waitman and Mitchell went berserk in the closing term, sending their side onto a meritorious 3-goal win, and after the siren it was the players' turn to salute the fans. At Princes Park, the main interest in the clash between Hawthorn and Fitzroy was not so much if Jason Dunstall would bring up his 100 goals, it was more a matter of when. After an early miss, he brought up number 99 17 minutes into the first quarter. 7 minutes later, Dunstall put a lie to what they say about full forwards being hungry. He gave a goal away. But the big moment came at the 29-minute mark. The champion Queenslanders' open goal took him to 3 figures, which prompted the now familiar and somewhat irritating crowd invasion. With that out of the way, the league leaders quickly began to annihilate Fitzroy in every department. It was a wonderful team effort from Hawthorn as they waltzed away to yet another win. Only Kapler and Ironmonger could hold their heads high for Fitzroy as Hawthorn cruised home to a 73-point win, Jason Dunstall finishing with 8 goals. At the Western Oval, Footscray took on St Kilda and Simon Beasley was everywhere in the first half. His kicking, however, sometimes lacked the same sharpness. Nicky Winmar seemed to be the only saint with a mission. In fact, he kicked the visitors' entire first quarter score of 4 goals won. Footscray built on its solid early base in the second quarter with Brian Royal proving particularly damaging. And for St Kilda, Peter Budge was showing some of his talents. But it turned out to be the driving force of Beasley which buried the Saints. The Bulldogs were up by 46 points at the major break and added another 6 goals to 4 in the third quarter to virtually wrap it up. Only 1 goal was scored in the final quarter by Collins, but by then it was already a foregone conclusion. Footscray were back in the hunt and St Kilda were back to the drawing board.
Today's game is a part of the Elders IXL 1988 VFL Premiership season.
And of course the round will be completed tomorrow in Perth in a most important game. West Coast Eagles take on North Melbourne. And the reason for that importance is right here on the ladder. Footscray has snuck into the 5 on percentage, but you can see the West Coast Eagles, they have 36 points at the moment, already a percentage of 106.3, so a win tomorrow, no doubt, by the West Coast Eagles would catapult them into 5th spot and push Footscray down to 6th. It really has come alive, the league ladder in season 1988. And so too is the goal kicking list. Once again, our heartiest congratulations to Jason Dunstall. Celebrate tonight at Gary Buckenara's party. He's booted the ton. 106, 8 today. 75 now to Gary Ablett, and Simon Beasley has moved to 70. It's going to be a busy night at the VFL Tribunal. Peter Dacos, of course, reported last night, and Winmar, Duckworth, Stoneham, Wilson and Lee also have to answer charges. Don't forget, of course, tomorrow basketball continues on 7 at midday. It's the big final. North Melbourne up against the Canberra Cannons. You can see it live on 7 from the Glass House. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage tonight and have a good day tomorrow here on 7.
Who was there as each chapter closed? We were there when the mighty fell. We were there when they did it well. Who was there when the boys became the men? We were there and we'll be there again. We'll be there this year, we'll be there. We'll be there up there, we'll be there. We'll be with you in the hour and you know what we'll be shouting. We'll be there, we'll be there, we'll be there. We'll be with you in the hour and you know what we'll be shouting. We'll be there, we'll be there, we'll be there.
VFL Premiership Football.
Back pocket, there's the high flyer, a very promising player, this young guy on half-back flank. This is Bryce to Jimmy Cracker. Further afield it comes. Hand pass out wide. Kicking it down towards the forward line is Brett Allison, a beautiful pass. There's Jimmy Cracker, the short one. Further afield, he's found Mark Asiri. Off he goes. He kicks long. It's a long raking kick. It's through. First goal of the game to North Melbourne. First score on the board, a goal. There's Jimmy Cracker. He's a danger player. Centre of the ground. A quick hand pass comes out to Murphy. That was from Potter. A long kick. Coleman. Yes! Good strong mark. Martin slipped over his opponent. And Glenn Coleman is marked 25 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yes, good strong mark to Coleman. Got the front position. And, of course, with Martin slipping over, it was very easy for him to take that chest mark.
Glenn Coleman, an excellent game in the last match. Up at the Sydney Cricket Ground from directly in front. Oh, stuttering sort of a run up. He kicks and he's goal.
Well, his hit out of the middle was nearly worth a kick. But his kick, in fact, is a lot better than the hit out. Inside centre half forward. Thumped away out of defence. Running onto it is Potter. Gets himself free. Then gets caught. Paddled away. Goes to Phil Cracker. He cuts his way through a couple of them. Putting it wide. Thumped up the ground. Mossop. Good gather by the big fellow. On to Larkin. North Melbourne started pretty well here. In he goes to German. Back to Larkin, but he missed him with the hand pass. Larkin puts it wide. Chance here for Allison. And Allison has kicked the goal. Well there, otherwise Jimmy Cracker had an open run. Comes to Carroll, met by Fairley. Spills away to German. German's still in there. Oh, back to Willis. Tumbles the ball up towards half forward. Tui's there on the forward.